Hello everybody, I'm Lee and welcome to In My Opinion. And today we're talking about the comments that Jason Whitlock made in regards to Deion Sanders and his inability or lack of humbleness, or whatever that means. Jason Whitlock is asserting that Deion is not humble. I don't know where this comes from and why it's really important to you. When in the word it says, humble yourself before the Lord and he will exalt you. So you don't know where on this line, on this timetable Deion is. He might have humbled himself before the Lord in private and being rewarded in the public right now. You don't know that until you know the person that you're talking to or talking about. I think you need to dig deeper, Jason Whitlock. So that's what we're talking about today. We'll be back right after this. Yeah. Philly born and bred, I break bread, nigga. Got the sig in case it go left, nigga. I suggest you vest up, nigga, cause I know that you fessed up. Everything is messed up. Lower the bass and raise the fucking treble, huh? So you can hear me clear, cause it's clear that I'm a rebel and lyrically on another level. Blood is boiling and pumping, the beat is stumping. Heart is pounding, I'm rounding the corner coming. Ain't no stopping me, cause I'm a prodigy. And I'm rolling with the motherfucking family. We claiming fair use. Fair use.
And success for Satan. And so that's how I heard what you just said.
Gotcha.
Like, yeah, you're right. College football is now prime for someone to come in and be highly fraudulent and a bad role model for kids, hypocritical and very filled with pride and ego and claiming an allegiance with him while none of their actions are in alignment with him. And just humility, and trust me, I had to learn it. And it's been a real struggle with me. And if I had made the money that Deion makes, if I was half as good looking as Deion, I would struggle with humility so much more. But I just got to see some humility. That's one of the initial fruits I would think you would get from any type of authentic relationship with God. And Deion seems to think that a lack of humility is his strength. Right? And I just don't know any Christian who believes that. Virgil.
So, we're talking about being humble in Deion Sanders. Jason Whitlock really reamed Deion Sanders after their first win. And at this current time, the Colorado Buffs have already won their second game. So, I just had to come and address this little situation because I really could not stand by and let it go when I have this show In My Opinion. And in my opinion, Jason Whitlock is wrong. Why? Because everyone goes through their cycle of being a Christian, getting to know what God has for them to do. There are young Christians that are sipping on the milk like a baby, and then there are older Christians or more mature Christians who are eating on the meat, if you will, the stronger things, the bigger things, able to handle more things that are for mature people. Like as adults, we might handle something in a different way than a child would handle it, and it's the same way as a Christian on your journey. Now, I just wanted to say that Deion has been through a lot. He's been through a lot in his life. He has a special anointing on his life. Now, Jason Whitlock talked about himself and how, hey, if he was as handsome as Deion, or if he was as blessed as Deion and had as many talents as he did, he said he would probably struggle with humility himself. Now, I don't think it's a question of humility for Deion. I think Deion is confident, and when you deal with people and you are a leader of people, you need to be extremely confident. You need to know exactly where you're going and what you're doing. You have to have the plan laid out so they can follow. Now, it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that it's false bravado. It might just be, hey, he believes in what God has showed him, what he has to do. And that's what he's working on. He's working on the plan that God has for him. He has the particular makeup that puts him in the spotlight, that allows him to shine, that makes people want to come to where he is. That's what an anointing is. Jason Whitlock, if everyone was the same and had the same level of or looked the same when they were being humble, then what would this world be? God made us all different. You know, some plant, some water, but God has the increase. Every part supplies. Like we have hands, we have eyes, we have nose, we have ears. Everything has a different job. They all look different. They don't function the same. They're all here to help us achieve our purposes in life, and that's what God is doing. He's achieving His purposes. You know, you look at different people like Donald Trump and all the hate that is going towards him. You know, but he helped Israel with the little peace plan that he had when he was president last time. And you know, you don't understand God's ways sometimes, and you really need to just take a look and sit back and look at things from His perspective. That is what is called wisdom. And you're able to look and see and say, okay, why did He use Donald Trump? Why did He use Deion Sanders to change the game in college football? Because Deion has an anointing that's going to draw the kids to where he is. He's helping those kids, the kids that don't have fathers. He's being like a father figure to them. He's showing them a way. He's showing them how to get to the NFL. He's a football player. What do you expect? He created prime time in college where he was wearing chains and all kind of stuff. It was a marketing ploy. Do you understand? So what's to say he's not just marketing now? He goes out there wearing chains when he's going to the press conference. And look, you know, people have that debate all the time. Like if you are a billionaire or a millionaire, a multimillionaire, you don't wear chains. You don't show what you have on the physical or on the surface. But you're looking at white billionaires or billionaires of other races, but you're not looking at black billionaires or black multimillionaires. We're different. Shaka Zulu had diamonds and gold and draped in rubies and pearls, and it was nothing to them. Why? Because they had so much of it. But the white person came over there and gouged all that stuff. You know why? Because he knew what he could do with it. He knew what he could sell it for and all that. But Shaka Zulu had that stuff laying around and he was enjoying it. So all I'm going to say to you, Jason Whitlock, is look a little deeper. Look a little deeper. You know, maybe you're not as mature as you think as a Christian, because see, once you start maturing more, you start realizing that different people manifest different qualities of God in different ways. You look, if you go up to when you get to heaven, you're gonna see floors where the gold is so pure that it's clear. It says God's throne is like jasper, something like that. And it's shining, and it's shining just like how Deion's neck is shining. So you need to get with the program, because God like gold. He like jewels. He like shining. He got a shine like Prime. So stop hating on my brother and start congratulating on my brother, which is what we need to do as a people, instead of hurting or looking like haters, instead of just being congratulators. Stop being a hater and be a congratulator. Jason Whitlock, that's my word to you. And, you know, anytime you want to talk, let's talk, because it's a real, you know, it's a real thing. And I understand what you're saying as far as being a Christian and being a role model and all that, and that's important. But everybody's different, man. You know, everybody is different. And the gifts that you've been given are different than the gifts that he's been given. Why? God is not boring. He's not boring. Everybody is different for a reason. Because Deion can reach different people that you can't reach. But you can reach people that he can't reach. Just like I can reach people that both of you can't reach. Because I'm a different kind of breed. You're a different breed. He's a different breed. It's a good thing. So be a congratulator, not a hater. If you don't understand, have Deion on your show. Call in. I promise you, he'll talk to you and he'll explain it to you. He's doing some things that other people have not been doing. Now, are we all perfect? No, nobody's perfect. So don't try to put him in a position where it's like, oh well, he's trying to be out there and be perfect, because he's not. He's made that clear. He's not. You know, but he's making a change in college football. It's real important, because black college football has been looked down upon. But then at the same time, who come? You got Walter Payton, you got Jerry Rice, you got a lot of the older players who are Hall of Famers coming from these historically black universities, where the mainstream is trying to look down on them and saying they're not as talented as the major colleges, if you will. When if you could run a 4.3 at Howard, you could run a 4.3 at Alabama. It's still a 4.3. So what is the difference? The difference is that they put out the word that we're less than, and it's not true. So please, Jason Whitlock, embrace the change that's coming. Embrace the shine that Deion has, because God uses people like that to touch the world. He uses people like that to affect other people and to bring change. That's why he allows that to happen. You wonder why, like, well, why is he using that person? He got a whole bunch of stuff that's messed up. But there's one thing that's right, and that's the anointing that God has given him. So he's making use of it. So just know that. And that's all I got to say, in my opinion. The new book, True Friend Indeed, by Lee, the Relationship Guy. Check it out on Amazon Kindle under H. Lee. True Friend Indeed on Amazon Kindle only.